everyone, a long time no see. Everything was going so well for me. I was feeling so good in life, just enjoying life. And then October hit and it's been crazy. So it's been a long time since I did an actual tutorial or video tutorial. So I'm here. I'm going to do a get ready with me and, just talk to you about what's been happening. Started in October. So in early October, oh, by the way, I'm using the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, which I'm pretty sure you can still get on Amazon. They've got like everything there. They must really order in high quantities. But anyway, I'm going to be using purple stuff. It is almost Thanksgiving, so it is the end of November, and I'm sweating my face off. This is ridiculous. So I was seriously looking into moving to the West Coast. Still not 100% sure. It was gonna, I was looking into California, Oregon, and Washington. And yes, it's a high cost of living. But I've been asking around, and they say that your paycheck reflects the cost of living. So, I figured we'll be okay. And I was seriously saving money. Okay, I'm gonna use this light purple up here at the very top next to the white. So I was like really proud of myself. I was saving money, looking into different different places to live, looking into cost of living, politics, all of that. We actually bought and paid, on a payment plan, obviously. Our car, we got it I think beginning to mid-November of last year. So come the first week of October and the car is acting up. And mind you, we only use that car for errands. My husband works where we live. I just use it for groceries, doctor's appointments, days off. If my husband took some time off and, we maybe drive to the beach, to Galveston. And the car was acting up. And I purchased the warranty with a 0 deductible. Alrighty, I'm going to use this pretty fuchsia-y purple or red purple. So I took it to the nearest CarMax to me. It kept it was giving us a hard time starting, and less than a year old. Or at least less than a year that we bought it, because it's a 2019. And I get there. I said I'd like to, make an appointment. I drove over there. I mean, it would start. Sometimes it's something that didn't. So I drove over to the nearest CarMax, and they're saying that they're going to be charging $110 diagnostic fee. I said, wait a minute. I purchased the warranty. I was told it was a 0 deductible. You still have to pay for the diagnostic. I said, that's not what they told me. So I was pissed. The guy just told me that it sounds like it could be the battery. And so together with the diagnostic, it was going to come up to $300 or something like that, around that. And, so my husband said, he could just take it to one of these places, I think AutoZone or one of those places where they'll, connect it to their little machine, and it'll tell them you know, what's wrong. So they don't charge for that. And it was the battery. So I think, was it? So I think he took it to Walmart because I have like a Walmart membership. And they charged him less than $200 to install it and to put a warranty on it. So, you know, if anything happens to the battery. Oh, by the way, I'm using this like dark, this like grayish purple right here. And I'm just putting that like in the deeper crease in the corners. So, you know, that's what they did. And then, so for less than $200, we got a battery that was extended with an extended warranty. And Walmart's pretty cool because we've done that before, and one time the warranty passed by like 2 days or 3 days, and they said it's okay, you have a grace period, and they gave us a new battery. So I was like, you know, they're not bad. So anyway, once that's over, you know, that's making me sick to my stomach, having to deal with that. And then once that's over, we had to do the registration, so it needed to be inspected. So, you know, so that's, so we were good. We passed inspection. I paid for the registration. Oh, I'm using that beautiful white shimmer. It's really pretty. So I'm using that as the highlighter. Can't even see it. Anyway, so my husband, he just got transferred to a different location, and he just really needed to get off the property. He said, look, I live here, I work here, I'm having a nervous breakdown, I need a change. So I was like, okay. So I go and he said, but once I start this new job, I have like a lot of vacation days, and he said, once I start this, well, that's kind of creamy, that's weird. That is weird. So he was like, once I start this new job, I'm not going to be able to take vacation days. I just really, really need to get away. So my daughter said, hey, they have, up in Dallas, I love Crayola crayons. She says they have the Crayola crayon, it's called the Crayola Experience. And they have the, National Video Game Museum. So I figured, why not drive up to Dallas? You're not paying for plane tickets. Found a mid-priced hotel. They gave me a good rate. So it was 4 adults with 2 dogs, and they gave me a pretty good rate. I mean, bringing the dogs is ridiculous. You gotta pay, a ridiculous amount of money. This is a cream. This is so weird. So my husband was so happy, and I was, excited too. I said it'd been a while, We went on a cruise. We haven't been on an actual family vacation for like 13 years. I know we went on the cruise a few years ago, and then I know that we went to the beach about 5 years ago, a cruise like 2 years ago. But, I was excited. I got a mid-price restaurant, a mid-price hotel. I usually look for something with good reviews that offers breakfast, hot breakfast, not that donuts and coffee, So it's hard to find a hotel that could fit, 4 adults, because queen size bed, all they had was 2 queen sizes everywhere. It was either 1 king size or 2 queen sizes, and my son needs his space, so this place offered a sofa bed. And so I said, okay, that's cool, So I was so excited. Come payday, we got the electric bill, we got, was it the electric and the phone bills are the high ones, cell phones, are pretty expensive when you have 4 people. And they always give you the, oh yeah, it's $100 if you have 4 people, but it's never that. It's always adds up to about $200 after, you know, fees, taxes, this, that, and the other thing. I'm gonna go into the glitter here and put that in my inner corner. Oh, and then, you know, we have to pay the hotel and all that, you know. My husband didn't get paid. I tell you, I was having a nervous breakdown. I'm like, I cannot believe that this is happening. So what winds up happening is that when he got switched to the new job, it's not salary, it's hourly. When you're an hourly worker, you don't get paid till the following paycheck. I'm telling you, I was having a nervous breakdown. I was like, how are we supposed to pay for all of this, you know, with no paycheck? I was sick to my stomach. On top of that, the job was up my butt, because they said, you know, we need to sign the new lease, and I'm like, it's not due for another month. Then they did inspections of the patios, and I have bins on the patio. They were telling me I have to get rid of the patio, everything out off the patio. And they said that because he didn't get paid, he didn't pay rent, and now we owe them rent. I tell you, I was like ready to have a nervous breakdown. I just couldn't believe that, you know, this is happening. I mean, I wound up, they haven't said anything yet, but I wound up getting a privacy fence, because the last thing I'm going to do is go through my bins and take them into the garage, which is, you know, not like under us. It's like on another part of the property. That's the last thing I need right now. I was just trying to survive. What I had to do was take the money out of the savings that I had saved for moving. And I was going to use that to help me pay for the hotel. I had to use that money to pay the bills, to get food. You know, so I was really in a bad place, man. What wound up happening was that he did have 3 days worth of salary, so they said they used that for the rent. They said we still owe them $100. I was like, well, you're not going to see that till we get paid. So they were cool with that. So far, they haven't said anything about the privacy fence. So yeah, that beginning of October was something else. My husband had to take all his vacation days, so it was a total of 8, you know, days, total of 8, you know, business days. So now we had, you know, like I said, we didn't have any money to really do anything, and wound up that our life insurance had to be it expired, the term expired. So we had to make an appointment to see to have a physical done. We had to my husband's car, his license expired, so we had to make an appointment to do that at DMV. And then Friday was his birthday, and he wanted to go out to a Jamaican restaurant. So all of these things that we needed money for, it was really rough. So I was like, okay, you know, we really need this vacation. I was really excited to go to the Crayola place, to go to the video game museum. And my husband woke up saying he didn't feel well. I was like, oh man, you know, what are we going to do? And he was like, just give me a couple of minutes. So while we were loading the, using the black liner. We were loading the car. He just sat for a little bit. Oh, man. I put too much. I was like, do you want me to take you to the hospital or something? He's like, no. Oh, okay. Trying to concentrate so I don't do the same mistake I did on this one. So, driving halfway up there, my husband pulled over and starts vomiting. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Why is this happening? Why is he vomiting? We figured maybe he ate something wrong. And I was like, are you sure you want to keep doing this? And and my son's like, maybe mom should drive, which would have stressed me out. I was already at my stress limit, And he's like, no, I got it. And it's a 4.5 to 5 hour drive. But you pull over to rest stop to maybe get some lunch or whatever. It took us about over 6 hours because he kept stopping to vomit. It was like, I can't believe, that this is happening. But he was so desperate not to come back. He needed to get off of this property. And he kept driving. And he would stop the car like every hour to vomit, every half hour to an hour. He was desperate to get away from this property. And I really thought that instead of having a vacation, that we were gonna have to be in the hospital. Great, I got some liner here. Dang it. So, he was vomiting the entire night. But come breakfast time, he was hungry. And I was like, oh, good, that's a good sign. So, they pre-charged my credit card for the room, for the dog fee. We ate breakfast, and they took an incidental fee of $50 in case any damage. So, the hotel wasn't the best experience, but I was like, it was okay, So we had 4 days, 4 nights. The next day we went to the Crayola Museum. It was an amazing experience. There is just so much for little kids that you can do, but even for us, it was pretty cool. We had a nice time. And what I did to save money was, if you come 2 hours before closing, which is they close at 5, so if you come at 3, you get a $10 discount per person. So I wound up saving $40 that way, because it's it's like $30, I think, per person. And so instead of spending $120, we spent $80. And they gave us bags, and I'm like, why they give us bags? OMG, because there is so much to do, and you keep whatever you made. It was really a nice experience. I think if you go on the weekend, they had like a couple of food stands in there that were, like Crayola themed. But we had a really good time. I heard that there's a cantina, a Taco Bell cantina up there, and supposedly they sell like ice cream mixed with churros or hot chocolate and stuff like that. So we found a cantina, and it wound up being on a college campus. That was weird. And come to find out, no, they don't have the ice cream. So that sucked. So we get back to the hotel, and you know, we got there late Monday, and we got back to the hotel. It was already getting dark. We you know, so we just took a shower, and I couldn't believe it. I was going to bed like at 8:30. That's how tired I was. We never go to bed that early. Well, my husband does because he has to work, so he goes to bed by 9. Stephanie goes to bed usually by 9. But me and my son usually are up until 11 to midnight, and we were exhausted. So, oh yeah, side note, Believe Beauty's been discontinued. Believe Beauty's been discontinued. I love this purple mascara. So, we were in bed by about 8:30. I didn't even realize it, you know, because it gets dark early now. And I started coughing, and my so I always bring cough drops, throat drops. I was like, you know, it's probably oh my god, I'm getting so scared. And I'm like, it's probably my allergies. Let me take my throat drops. It'll soothe my throat. I'll be okay. After I had the throat drop, I felt nauseous. Ran to the bathroom. I wound up vomiting and doing diarrhea at the same time. So I had the wastebasket here, and you know, not to be TMI, so you know. Anyway, so I couldn't even drink water because, you know, you're dehydrating as you're releasing water from both ends. And I couldn't drink the water. I was there from about 2 o'clock in the morning till 5:30 in the morning. I could not I couldn't stay up anymore. I was like, what's the point of going to bed if I'm going to be in the bathroom? So finally at about 5:30 in the morning, I stopped vomiting. The diarrhea slowed down. And finally I slept. Woke up about 3 hours later, and I was in the bathroom. And we really wanted to go to the National Video Game Museum. And I told you know, everyone, you know, I really want to go. You know, I'll probably be better because it's a 24-hour thing. Because my husband's was over in 24 hours. I kind of regret saying that. Because my son started vomiting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My daughter, this was Wednesday morning, okay? Before my son started vomiting, he went and asked the guy when I was vomiting. He went and asked the night person if we can have, you know, more toilet paper, more liners, an extra bin. Because there's one of the things I noticed, this was not a suite. It's called Comfort Suites. It's not a suite. They have a tiny refrigerator. And they only gave us 2 small rolls of toilet paper for a place that, you know, a room that's supposed to fit 6 people. Before I started vomiting, I asked them for extra toilet paper and extra liners, and they kind of like they did it, but it was like they were reluctant about it. And the way that this hotel works is if you're there for a short stay, the staff, to give you privacy, they only come every 3 days, the maids, to clean. So, you know, I wasn't going to depend on them, you know, so I had to ask for my toilet paper. They were small, like half the size of a regular roll. I'm like, that's ridiculous. There's 4 adults here, you know? So they did it, but they were like reluctant about it. So that was kind of frustrating. But, you know, again, I said I wasn't even going to complain. They did it, you know? But the night that I was vomiting, my son went to the front desk and said, you know, we need an extra bin. You know, because my mom's sick. And they said, no, we don't have extra bins. This was the night person. And because I had diarrhea, that I told the night person, look, you need to bring me more toilet paper. And he said, you're gonna have to come down and get it yourself. And I was like, dude, do you want me to throw up in the hallway? And he's like, okay. They brought us the extra liners and the toilet paper, but he didn't bring the extra bin. Okay. Trying to fix the mascara. That's me and mascara. It goes everywhere. Since my eyes are deep set, the mascara goes everywhere. So, he did it. And then the next day, since the night person had gone, my son asked another person for an extra bin, and they gave it to him. And I'm glad they did, because then he started vomiting. So each room comes with 2 bins, and you know, we needed an extra one because there's 4 people, you know. My son starts vomiting. But let me digress to the morning. My daughter, this is Wednesday morning, my daughter noticed that our sheets had poo on them. Dried poo. Mind you, these beds are like over 3 feet high. I had a hard time getting on them. I had to take the sofa end table and put it there. It was like a footstool, really. And put it by the bed so that I could get into the bed. So my dogs cannot get on that bed. When we're not there, we put our dogs in a cage, you know, and I want to be in control of what happens as much as possible. And we found dried poo. This is a pet-friendly hotel. So we told the maid, hey, these sheets have dried poo. Can you bring us a new one now? I was too busy vomiting to talk. They spoke Spanish, and I couldn't talk to them because I was vomiting. So my kids were trying to communicate. They tried to communicate as best as possible. But obviously, there was a communication problem. She came back a half hour later. A quilt doesn't take a half hour to wash and dry, by the way. And gave us back another, what I thought was another sheet. And that one had dried poo stains on it. Both of them were dried poo stains, not fresh. We had a cage. We have wee pads spread out, you know. There's no reason for my dogs to clean their butt on the bed. Most dogs just clean their butt on the floor. We also noticed we had a spill. And we brought our own paper towels and a spray just in case of anything. And we sprayed the floor. We got the paper towel. We went to pick up the spill. It wasn't the color of the spill. It was black. I also noted that the bathroom floor rug, they just put a towel, had black footprints on it. And I was like, what the heck? Basically, they're not steam cleaning the carpets. I mean, I could understand if you don't steam clean them between visits because you're trying to make money, but you need to steam clean those carpets once a week, at least once a month. They don't steam clean the carpets. It was black. Again, to me, it's like, whatever. You know, I'm too busy vomiting my guts out. I don't care. So she brings, my husband, he found a poo stain on his sheet. You know, it's dried poo stains. And my daughter's like, you know what? Let me just try and clean it myself. So she did the best she could to clean that herself. So that was Wednesday morning. I was just laying in bed, trying to get over. You feel like you're dying, but you're like, okay, there's a 24-hour virus. There's a 24-hour. I'll be okay by tomorrow, and then we can go to. Oh, my thing's coming out. Then we can go to the video game museum Thursday morning, and we were leaving Friday morning. But my son started vomiting at 3. So he was still vomiting. So I'm like, oh man. I was like, all right, we're not going to be able to come up here again, So we'll just go Friday morning. We'll check out. We'll go Friday morning. It's and then go home. You give yourself 2 hours. We had to be out by 11, so I figured we'd get there about 11:30. Maybe stay there till 1:30 and then drive home. Be home by 8 o'clock. My daughter started vomiting Thursday. So this was awful. Basically, we paid to stay in a hotel, not take advantage of the free breakfast, to be vomiting. And my diarrhea, even though it was slowing down, it was not going away. I was getting nervous. So my son and my daughter, I think they only had diarrhea for about an hour, and that was it. And here I am, Thursday, and I still have it. So my daughter's vomiting, my son's recovering. I went out, though I was able to go out with my husband because, we needed some food. We got bottled water, even though anytime I drank water, I was so dehydrated. My kids were dehydrated, but I got bottled water. I got some boiled eggs. H-E-B sells boiled eggs. H-E-B is a Texas chain. So that we could eat at the hotel. And I'm thinking Friday morning, I'm going to be better. The new Christmas coffees came out. So there was a Dunkin' Donuts. I bought the coffee for the next day. And pretty much I feel like we spent, the total cost was about $5.50 because they were supposed to return the incidental fee. That's what that was my experience. My husband was so desperate to go away. He said he'd rather be vomiting in the hotel than be vomiting on this property. So we get up the next day. I had a lot. I had like 4 rolls of toilet paper. And left over, and we left it, just to show that we wasn't trying to pocket it like a lot of people do, put it in their suitcases. So cleaned everything up. I took a video of the room, which I will post, to prove that we didn't do anything. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust nobody. So took a video of the room to prove there was no damage. If you look at the sheets, they looked fine. Go downstairs, check out. He told me that we could keep the keys because they changed the code anyway. Said that my incidental fees were released, and we drove to the video game museum, but we were all still dehydrated. All I could do was take sips of water, and it was cold that day. I mean, cold for someone who lives in Houston. I had to put on my sweater and a hat, we went and because you know I just went in and went out. I mean, you could do that place in 30 minutes. I went in and went out as quick as possible. I wish that I just told everybody just go on Wednesday, you know. But my son started vomiting around 3, and he's like, you know, I might have started vomiting over there and in the car right home to the hotel. So, but you know, it is so small, but it is like a treasure trove. They have like every single video game ever from the beginning of video game time. I mean, it is amazing, the National Video Game Museum as well. So I went through it real quick, and got in and out within 30 minutes. That's how small it is. And I stayed with the doggies in the car. Told my husband and son to enjoy yourself. My daughter was still getting over the vomiting, so she wasn't feeling well either. So we just zipped through it and waited in the car for my husband and son. And by now, my diarrhea had slowed down to maybe every 2 hours as opposed to like every half hour. And so we made the drive home. It did take longer because we had to stop. So, you know, I thought that's where it ended. By the way, I do not like this. Everybody was saying how sticky this is. This is a large silicone. I don't like the feeling of silicone. I tried silicone and regular primers. This is a silicone primer, but I do use silicone primers for under my eye to block the concealer from going in the creases of my fine lines. So that's what I'll be using this for. But just a heads up, yeah, this is, if you like primers with silicone in them, then this is for you. If not, this is not for you. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to use it for under my eyes now. Let me just make sure I clean my eyes better, because my mascara just loves to, since I have deep set eyes, it's always going under here no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's waterproof or what. Alrighty, I usually put like 4 coats, 1 coat of each mascara. I think this is waterproof, but it doesn't matter because it's just gonna go on the bottom anyway. Oh wait, no. I like using my putty primer for that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So anyway, we were there from the 28th to November 1st. That's why this year I did not do, every year I do a look for the spooky season. I was just going to do like rainbow mascara. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the rest of my face. And I even bought costumes for my babies, but yeah, we were sick. I was still dehydrated because of the diarrhea. I thought I was going to wind up going to the hospital. Oh, let me see if I can do this too. I usually put it on my here too because I got, the lines coming down here. I'm going to be 60 in 3 months, so I honestly said if this doesn't go away by Sunday, I'm going to have to go to the emergency room. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. I was dizzy because of the dehydration. If I drank water, it was going right through me. But it slowed down even more, thank God. And I was able to eat. I had some rice with boiled dumplings. I wasn't cooking, so I ordered that from the Chinese food place, and I was able to keep it down. And so I guess the rice, held me. Because the next day it finally was going away more and more, and I was able to be more solid. Oh my goodness. So I thought, okay, you know, everybody has bad days, you know? It's gonna be okay. This is, you know, what I'm telling myself, you know? I mean, okay. You know, we're good. I'm using this two-sided, you know, face stick. It's concealer and, you know, contour or whatever stick. So I got a letter from the insurance company that my husband has all of these medical issues, and so that means they're going to charge me way more than what they quoted me. Oh, this is what I like to do. I do like a kind of like a triangle here and here, and then I just go all over my double chin. So I'm like, this just doesn't end. This does not end. And I'm like, you know, you guys have, there's something not right here, because my husband doesn't have all of these issues. He's got high cholesterol, which is maintained with, you know, cholesterol pills. And so I'm gonna like, kind of like smooth this out. You know, I just realized this isn't brown. This is like more for Halloween. It looks like a grayish color. That's weird. That is weird. So now I'm back and forth with my the cardiologist, and basically I'm gonna put a tiny bit of white under here, because my stupid camera is not working properly. I might need to get a new camera or try my iPhone. I'm not going to be able to take videos anymore. This is ridiculous. I still take pictures, thank God. Anyway, I always put a little bit of white, not white, but a light color under here to see if I could diminish the bags and these, these what they call jowls for old ladies. But anyway, so come to find out that they seriously, you know, I got a copy, which, by the way, you could get a copy through the internet. By law, it's supposed to be free if they have the portals, and I did. So, and it come to find out the insurance company exaggerated everything just so they could charge more money. So I'm doing this purple color. It seems to have like a warm undertone, and this blush already had like a coral on it. So let's see how this works. Yeah, it's kind of mixing with the dark coral that I had on here before. I guess I should have brushed off the color, but you know, it works. It works. Anyway. Alright, this scares me a little bit. But, I'm going to use this as the highlighter because I don't want the gold. See if that works. Just going to put like a drop on my little mini sponge here. I think this is supposed to be like a whole face illuminator, but let's see if I can. Oh, okay. Alright, not bad, not bad. So I've been dealing with that the rest of this November, and I checked my credit card statement. They charged me the $50 incidental fee. I was livid. Called them up and they said, but it was released. And I'm like, then why is it charged? I come to find out, another guy, the same guy who told me it was released, said I pooed the sheets. Those poo stains were mine. And they were unwashable, so they had to keep the incidental fee. They didn't say poo stains. They just said the stains. I stained the sheets, and they couldn't wash it out. And so he has proof I did. I'm like, I'm sorry. How do you have proof that I did it? And he says, we document everything. I'm like, I said, you better give me back those incidental fees. Because I told you that those, he says he has proof. I said, I took video. So I have proof too. This guy, now this is while I'm still dehydrated. I'm tired. It took me a whole week to recover. I'm dizzy. It was just horrible because, you know, I had diarrhea for so long. My body was still recovering. And he sends me on a wild goose chase and says, well, you need to write to this such and such a part of the company, blah, blah, blah. All week I was dealing with that. And come to find out that this chain doesn't do that. It's Choice Hotels is a chain of hotels and restaurants. Comfort Suites is part of it. And every single one of these places is governed independently. And so the only one who could do the refund is him. I get a letter telling me to speak to the general manager. The general manager's name is April. But every time I call, nobody knows who April is. And it goes right back to the guy who lied about giving me back my incidentals, lied about that I'm going to poo the sheets, lied that he has proof, because unless they have cameras in the room, is the only way they're going to have proof of who did what. I was livid. So I called back and said, dude, you told me to speak to this one. I called that one. They don't call me back. I emailed this one. They emailed me back. You don't know who April is. So you know. You sent me on around because basically they said that only you can refund this. He just said, I have evidence. I said, no, you don't. I have evidence. You're not getting your money back, and hangs up. But before he hung up, I said, Better Business Bureau it is. The powder. So I spent a week recovering from dehydration, going on a runaround. I wasn't sleeping. I was so stressed out. When I told the insurance company that they are exaggerating everything because some of the stuff they put in there was not true and some of it was greatly exaggerated. So now they're saying, well, your doctor has to write us a letter then. And do I need that? No. So that's what I've been dealing with this one. So I went to the Better Business Bureau. I mean, there's so many things you can do to complain. This place had about maybe 80% to 90% good reviews and very few bad reviews. Man, I went to TripAdvisor. I went to Better Business Bureau. I wrote to the company. I went to Yelp. I went to their website on Facebook, their Facebook site. And homie, don't play that.
They don't know who they're dealing with.
And then I said, I'm going to dispute this because this is the bottom line. Even if it was my dog's poo, they charged me $160 for 2 chihuahuas for 4 nights. That should cover it. There's absolutely no reason to keep it my incidental fee. None, because I didn't cause any damage. So I haven't posted the video yet, but I have it. Because I've just been busy with, going to everybody. And finally, got the letter from my doctor. My insurance, I have until like, they said a month from, well, I have like 3.5 weeks right now to get it for my insurance not to lapse. So I've been trying to take care of that, and I was like, you know what? All I wanted to do was relax, and I have not been able to relax. I have been having the worst nightmares because of all of this. I mean, the worst nightmares of being tortured, of being killed. Usually when you have a nightmare and you're about to be tortured or killed, you escape or wake up. It's just been the worst. It has been the worst nightmares I've been having. So, and I attribute it mostly to this guy. I have been calling, by the way. I've been calling the hotel to speak to the general. Another person, they told me to speak to, general manager. Guess who picks up the phone every time? The guy who lied. The guy who was rude, lied, and hung up on me and charged me. Oh, the general manager's not here right now. Who are you? I said, I don't need to tell you that. I just want to speak to the general manager. I'll give him all the answers. Oh, sorry, he's not here. The whole week. I called like 3 times the whole week. They don't know where the general manager is. This is some bullcrap. Stay away from Plano, North Dallas, Texas Comfort Suites. I wish I had went to the Frisco one, where the video game museum was. Oh, goodness. Actually need something darker, but this is just to help. I think I need to like sharpen it, but I'm gonna use the purple one. Ooh, that oh, I gotta fix that. I don't mind if it goes a little bit outside the line, but... And then I'm going to use the purple one of these. This is the shimmering lip oil. Let me see. Kind of smells like chocolate. Oh, it's taking off the... It like kind of took off this. This is more like a, I think it's more like a velvety, like a moussey type of liquid lipstick. It's not like the ones that dry up on you. So this is the finished look. So yeah, that's been my 2 months. And I was like, I'm going to do a video today. I haven't done a video in forever. I had tried doing a couple of videos and it just never happened. And I couldn't do anything for spooky season like I usually do. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try and rest as much as possible this week. So I'm going to do a video, try not to worry about anything else. I got, Thanksgiving. I have the day after, I think I'm going to go out to eat on Thanksgiving to Golden Corral because it's all you could eat. They usually mark it up, but that's okay. They're taking their Thanksgiving to work, so, they deserve whatever overtime they get for that. And go to the movies to see Wicked on Friday, and So yeah. All right, just taking a video of everything. We were sick this we were sick this whole week, and we had to take a lot of toilet paper, a lot of towels. Let me pick this up. So I cleaned it up. I just wanted to show you. I left the unused toilet paper. I just don't trust these people. So yeah. We had to move these things, so everything is here. Those go in front of the sofa. Yeah. I just want to make sure they see that there's no damage. And okay. Yeah, and we didn't steal nothing. Okay. All right. Checking out. Oh, I gotta get the keys from everybody. 203. And all the extra toilet paper we left there. We came here to go out and about Dulce and wound up sick for the week. I gotta get the keys from them.
Have the keys with you?
Yeah, I gotta get it from. Alright, this is mine. Let me get theirs. They're in the car.
No, it's okay. The key, they can have it. But everything is out, right? You are checked out completely, right? There's nothing off you in the room.
No, nothing in the room. So you don't need this back?
Yeah, it's okay. You can keep the key.
Oh, okay. Oh, and can I get a receipt? They said you'd give me a receipt.
Sure. Was everything alright with the stay?
Sure. Except the nighttime guy wasn't very nice. I think he wasn't very nice. Other than that.
May I know what happened?
Huh?
May I know what happened?
Well, we've been sick, throwing up, stomach virus, diarrhea, and we told him that we needed extra toilet paper, and he said we wouldn't have to come down and get it. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna throw up all over the hallway. And then he said, okay. And we asked him for an extra garbage. He wouldn't give it to us because we were all throwing up. So anyway, I just wanted a receipt though. And then the incidentals goes back on the card when?
It goes. We release it today itself.
Okay.
But the bank usually takes like 3 to 5 business
Okay.
days.
Okay.
That will be the problem.
Okay.
Very emotionally moving. Just not him talking at Mar-a-Lago from his home. He made a statement for the press and then brought up some of the mothers and relatives of people who have suffered on this issue of immigration violent crime, illegal immigrant violent crime.
I'm sorry about the thing with him, but usually what happens is we cannot take stuff and go upstairs, leaving the guest out. So we usually request the guest to come down. But the situation
exactly.
Yeah. That's what usually happens. That's why I told you like that.
But my son came down to get an extra garbage, and he just outrightly told him no. And because a small bin, because everybody was throwing up, there's only one bathroom, so.
We had garbage bags, but we don't have any bin.
Extra bin.
Yeah, that's the problem. If we had, he would have given you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's going to show you balance as 0.
Okay.
But this is going to be the pet charge.
The charge, right.
The room charge.
Okay.
Then that's not going to be back.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Deposit's going to be back.
Thank you, I appreciate that.